But that's, even if it was.
No, and that didn't happen. It was either Mr. Cox or Ms. Countryman.
Yeah.
But I imagine we could look at the tape later and get that resolved.
Okay, so this is for the minutes. What is the number on those minutes?
It's 6 under page 5 of 21.
Okay,
Very top on the motion.
so you can make a motion to approve it with the amendments, and I will make the amendments for this. I'll go back and listen to the audio.
Okay.
Is that your motion?
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for
The 23rd.
February 23rd.
February 23rd or 26th with the amendment for the motion for vice president.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item number 6, consideration and possible action on financial report for second quarter 2026.
I'm looking at a little old one. All right, so you have the report for second quarter, and you also have the year-end budget report for fiscal year 25 post-audit. You'll see that in that report, your sales tax is up because we bring back sales tax receipts in October and November back to last fiscal year, which in turn makes this year's budget look a little wonky right now because you're missing those 2 months. It's because when sales tax money comes in October and November, it is actually for August and September, and so the auditors determined that that needs to go back to the appropriate fiscal year. Of course, it'll move along that way moving forward. We will always have a rolling 12 months. It's just during the audit time it gets shifted back.
So for audit purposes, we're essentially 2 months lopsided.
Kind of. Yeah, we never know, like we can make a guess as to what those revenues are, but it's just a matter of how it happens. It's not an uncommon audit adjustment, so. Any other questions about anything you see in the report, Mr. Donaldson?
You noticed, you said we have a cash balance as of March 31st of 291. Is that reflected in the financial report? Because I couldn't find it.
So it's not, what's reflected in this financial report is your detail versus budget report. That's why I gave you that cash balance report. Because you have to remember that cash balance is included in that pool environment that we see over in the financial side on the city side. So it's kind of like we do with MEDC with providing you with the information. The difference on the MEDC side is that they have kind of several accounts that make that up. You all have one. So if you were to look at the financial report that will be coming up at the beginning of May, on the city side, you will see that cash balance reflected
Okay.
in that pool cash, and I can show you where that's at. That pool cash report is cumulative of a whole bunch, so there's only one line in that report that pertains to y'all, and that's why I reported it that way.
Also, I've got a note here where we purchased the deck trailer, barrier hauler, and cable and protector for $128,000. Is that right? It's on page 11 of 21.
Thank you.
Barrier staircase, meridians,
Yes, that's the,
meridian barricades. The ones new barricades you see,
Yeah.
it was the last year's budget for like 128,000.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was asking because we had the item budgeted at 10,000, and so.
So it was actually budgeted at 128.
it was budgeted at $130,327.
Okay.
Is what the estimate was that came in. So if you look at this report, if you look at that page 11, about halfway across the page at the top, you see where it says fiscal budget. If you drop all the way down, you'll see the fiscal budget is $130,327.
Okay, I got you.
The amount we spent was $128,303.48.
Okay. I had a question too on page 14 of 21 about, I know this is probably just an accounting thing, but on the enterprise lease, you know, for 8,600 there, and then it says reclass PD lease vehicle, and it's got 1,088, is that, I don't understand
I
what.
love in the detail that you looked at this, and I'd be happy to explain that.
Okay.
So, we discovered in February that the new PD vehicle that was bought for, or done through Enterprise Fleet Leasing for the Sergeant Investigator, that vehicle had actually been being billed under the Public Works invoices. Public Works also received trucks this year, and so it was just a matter of the PD vehicle had been put on the Public Works invoice. We didn't notice that's the vehicle that it was until the other vehicles came online with Public Works. So when we went back and looked at it, that's pretty normal, like looking at it, we're like, oh, wait a minute, we've got the vehicles on the wrong side, because we split those two departments out for invoicing purposes. So when we did that, we had to go back and we had to reclass that PD vehicle to CCPD and get it out of the utility department. So you'll see a matching entry on the utility side where it was paid for, and we just had to get it back into the right department and fund.
I just have a general question. If we add something or pay for something or need something for this department, for the Crime Control and Prevention District that's not in the budget, do we have to have a budget revision? Do we need to make a budget revision?
So, not necessarily a budget adjustment right off the bat. If it's something that was not included in this year's budget, it should be coming to you for approval for that expenditure. And then, as you know, at year end, when we do our budget adjustments, just based on revenue and expenses, that's when we would do that. Unless it was something really out of the ordinary, then we might bring a separate budget amendment forward. But yeah, if it was outside of what we had budgeted, like if that Meridian item had not been budgeted, absolutely, we would need to come to y'all and get your blessing on that item before we move forward.
Because I think I'm still trying to just keep sure that because we got two, actually, because the way I see it, the city has got a police budget and then we have one. And I'm just trying to make sure when the money crosses, you know, I can't get the connection right now. I know we have our budget, and I guess I just have to get used to it as I keep looking at it. But.
So one of the things that you're going to see is that some of the line items that were in the general fund under Department 11 have been completely zeroed out in the general fund and moved over here. So for example, auto repairs, where you're not seeing that underneath the general fund anymore, that's now over in CCPD.
Okay.
The same with that vehicle lease, that's now on CCPD. So it's not a double up of expenses, it's literally shifted from in the general fund over to CCPD.
Yeah, because eventually, you know, we want to fund everything through CCPD, yeah. Right.
I don't think you'll be able to fund everything.
Oh.
There's a lot of things that can be put under CCPD, but there is still some things that need to stay in the general fund for PD.
All right, good.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? All right.
Need a motion to accept the financial report?
Yes, sir, I make the motion to accept the financial report for second quarter 2026.
Motion by Ms. Langley,
Second.
second by Mr. Donaldson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, update on municipal complex and police station project.
Good evening. Here, just kind of give you an update. About a month ago, Administrator Walker came up with a plan to start getting people in to take a look at what we were doing. We had, during that day, we had about maybe 10, 11 groups who came in that day. And then they had until like the 25th, I think, to put in be it the 25th or the 27th. We got 12 companies. We narrowed those companies down to 3. Tomorrow night, those people will come and they won't do a long version. They'll have 10 minutes to just kind of talk with council. And then after that, council will go into executive session and make a choice on who they would like to have this project. But the companies, all of them look really, really good. Most of the people that are on those companies live here in Montgomery. So, and they're pretty good teams. So they'll have a chance to take a look at that tomorrow. And on the question, with you, I'll take a better look at the budget this year to kind of show you what's been taken off the general fund and what's still there and what we plan on taking off again this year. So we'll make it a little bit more clear. We'll take a couple more things off later this year.
Have you changed the plans any at all from the last time we saw?
No, ma'am.
Your area?
We've not changed any of the plans. We've got that company, they're finishing the rest of those plans.
Fate.
Yeah, but favorite notes. But other than that, when you say change the plans, we haven't changed anything that you guys saw. Some of the offices we made smaller, but other than that, we didn't make any other changes to that.
Any news on the incinerator that?
The incinerator, as soon as we start talking about that, it's kind of strange how thing gets around. As soon as we start talking about that, Sergeant investigator came to me and says, hey, I've been talking to the county. They're not going to send us over an MOU, and they're going to open their incinerator back up for everybody under an MOU, but only the people in this county, which is good, because I think the people that caused the explosion in their incinerator was from Harris County. So they're going to open it back up, so there won't be any need for us to have one, because if it's just going to be the county here, we'll sign an MOU with them to use theirs. So,
Good.
yeah.
So our residents can rest carefully now.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Where's that? I didn't get it. Where's their incinerator?
Their incinerator is located over at the county. Is it
Criminal Justice 1, right?
Criminal Justice 1?
It's CJC.
Okay.
Yeah.
The main office. It was Galveston County, by the way.
Oh, Galveston County? Yeah. I knew they were out of the county. I thought they were out of the county, but they were out of the county.
Yeah.
So, but the sheriff's gonna open it back up, and send out an MOU to everyone here in this county. So we'll sign that MOU then and go from there. It's less of an expense for us, so that's good.
Well, you stole my questions.
Oh,
Anybody else got anything?
Yep.
If the plans go forward as we have them designed, we'll be in the design phase about 3 more months to get that all finished out. And if there is any changes, I mean, it's not going to be a lot unless, council decides there's something big. But after that 3 months, this new person, whoever we hire, the group that we hire, they'll come out with a price. You'll be able to hear the price and see the price. You'll have the opportunity to accept or ask for changes. They'll do a lot of value engineering and look at all the different designs that we have in there and see, how can we build it better, cheaper, more efficient, all those kind of things. That's what this construction manager is designed to do. He's going to take the project from an idea into a reality and say, this is what it costs to do this, so that's kind of in the stages we're at. You'll start seeing that in the next 3 months. So it's pretty soon, happened pretty fast.
It's just my opinion, but I think we outgrew this building a long time ago.
Chief agrees with that.
Yeah. We're on our way now, so we're good. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir. On to the closing agenda, board inquiry. Anybody got any questions? Nothing. Y'all are easy. Do we have anything we want to put on our agenda for our next meeting?
Does anybody know the date of the next meeting? Is it 3 months from now? Or we have to meet before then on anything?
Yeah.
Unless there's a special meeting necessary, it'll still be a quarterly.
So that would be July?
Would you, since there's some newer people and that, would you guys like if we go back over how CCPD functions, like what, kind of like what Stan was talking about, how we can budget, what you can spend the money on, how you can do those kind of things? Would that be beneficial?
I think it would.
I can do that. I can set it up next time and we can kind of, I'll make it, clean and simple, but it'll show you what you can spend the money on. Of course, with this new building coming on, a big portion of your budget's about to go there. But there is, rules, sort of like the EDC as well. EDC has rules. You have to do it as be economic development. Well, CCPD has to deal with crime fighting, specifically. So we can go over that so it's a better understanding when they get to the budget time. You'll be able to.
Yeah, I think that'd be beneficial.
Great.
Do we have anything else? Well, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Now, second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.
Yeah, but we've been short.
Yes, we have.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. So it's in the packet. So if you open up, it says everything that's discussed, all the detailed stuff is in the packet portion.